Good morning, everyone. Great to see you all. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to our second seminar. Please do register your attendance. Thank you so much for being here on time. We'll start in a minute. Great to see you all. Welcome. So please do register your attendance. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to seminar 2. Great to see you all. We have quite a lot of agenda today, so please follow carefully, be ready. It will be a really intensive tour, okay? So first of all, remember that you will be working on your asset creation project. 7I or entrepreneurial business proposal. So you can think about the assets you want to create for your future. Don't think like a student, do this for your own future. Do you want to establish an Instagram brand, establish a TikTok following account, or do you want to establish your YouTube channel? Do you want to establish your Medium blog? Or do you want to establish your own company? Do you want to start Amazon dropshipping, your business? Do you want to do some consulting, mentoring, online teaching, whatever you wish to do, please start doing it right now, and try to make your first sales. If you are establishing a business, try to kickstart your business as soon as you can. Remember, as a one person, you can establish your company as one person using your laptop, using your internet connection. It is enough. So please decide on which one you will be choosing. 7I is the more creative option. You can create doodles, pictures, Medium blog, YouTube channel, Instagram brand, fashion brand, etc. Or entrepreneurial proposal, you can establish your own company. Okay, so please start working on it. Remember, you need to implement your idea, share it with the world, share it on the internet, and you need to share the actual links of these in your Word document. Okay, and you will include your asset creation project in your individual portfolio. Your portfolio is due on December 9th. You will bring everything together and you will submit them on December 9th. More information about your portfolio is in your module handbook. Please read your module handbook very carefully and start building up your portfolio. Okay, so remember, 25% of your portfolio is your asset creation project. The word limit is 3,000. The other parts will not be counted, so don't worry about word counts. And you will choose which one you will be doing. And please start doing it, okay? Whatever you wish to do, start building it, start doing it. Let's say you decided that you will establish your YouTube channel. Try to upload at least a couple of videos, 3, 4, 5 videos, etc. 10 videos. Like, the more you can do, the better. But try to do it right away and try to do it consistently until December, okay? Today, we will have 2 activities, top 10 employable skills and self-directed learning evidence table. In your slides, you will also have a lot of resources about your job applications. Please go over them at home. It's your job to go over them, okay? I have written an article on how to navigate economic depression. So we are still in post-pandemic times, going through tough times. There is inflation all over the world, and we are experiencing food crisis, energy crisis, petroleum crisis, etc. We are going through tough times. How do you navigate these tough times? How do you improve your employability? I have written an article on this. Please make sure you read it. 15 smart strategies to navigate economic depression. So these are 15 strategies. I want you to read them, okay? To read them, go over them, and think about how you would implement them in your life. So please read this article. I spent like at least 10 hours to write this article. Please make sure you read it and apply the strategies yourself, okay? Apply the, and it also summarizes what you need to do for this module to perform really well in this module. So please read this carefully, okay? Okay, did you choose the job that you will be applying for? If not, please choose it. You can choose jobs. You can go to job sites, find a job advertisement, take a screenshot of it, copy and paste it. It should be at the top of your portfolio, okay? And after the job advertisement, you can include your CV and cover letter. But make sure that you attach the job advertisement, okay? And you need to match, customize your job application for this job. So think about how you match the job requirements one by one. How do you meet them through your knowledge, skills, experiences? Make sure that you show that evidence of fit in your CV and cover letter. Okay. So think about the job that you will be actually applying for. And imagine that I am the HR director. So you will differentiate yourself from hundreds of others. So you'll attach the job advertisement at the top, and then your updated CV, and then your updated cover letter, and then a poster. I will give you more guidance on the poster next week, okay? So the job advertisement will be at the top, and then your CV, and then your cover letter, and then your poster. You can also include optional appendices if you want. Let's say they want you to fill out job application forms. You can fill them and attach screenshots of these. Or you can also include summary appendices, let's say awards, distinctions, etc. Okay, as you wish. These are optional. But make sure that you analyze the firm and the position, and make sure that you show that you really have done research about this firm and about the job. I included a lot of materials for you. Please go over these materials at home, okay? This is your self-guided workshop, job application package. How will you prepare them? Please go over these. In the first section, you will see documents about how to prepare your CV. So please go over these. Okay. CV categories. This is a sample resume, sample CVs. You can also Google sample CVs. This is another one. How can you work on your resume? I included a lot of checklists. Maybe you can focus on these transferable skills. Can you illustrate some of them on your CV? Think about that. Go over them. Are you lacking some of these skills? Evaluate yourself. If you are, then make sure that you spend time and effort to develop these skills over the course of this year, okay, and next year. So make sure you go over these checklists. I included some checklists here. And I included also some video links. Please make sure you watch these. Good CV writing tips, making your CV different, phrases to avoid. So please make sure you watch these. These are very good videos. And you can also create a video CV if you want to differentiate yourself. I included some sample video CVs as well. Okay. For example, this is an anime. Sing along if you can. I will ask you again. Sing along if you can. I
I will ask you again. Sing along if you can.
I also included some creative CVs. If you want to do a creative CV for your poster, you can also do like video CV, creative CV for your poster. You can check out these websites, okay? There are examples of amazing CVs here. So please prepare your CV, go over these slides, make sure you update your CV, okay? And remember, I have written a Medium article on this as well. It's on your Blackboard. You can check it out as well. Cover letter, again, go over this section. I won't go over these. Please go over them. I included a lot of examples, but what matters, let me briefly mention, you need to match the skills and experiences to the job description. So this is the job description and the requirements, right? You need to respond to them one by one. Okay, as you can see, each paragraph, you need to respond to each of these requirements. How do you meet them? Make sure that you match them. Okay, let's say these are the requirements. As you can see, the red parts, orange parts are the requirements, and then you explain how you meet each and every one of them one by one on your cover letter. Okay, so I included a lot of examples and checklists. Make sure you look over them as well. So cover letter tips and samples, these are on your Blackboard. Please download them and look over them whenever you can. Study them at home. There are slides as well. What is important here is that you need to match the job requirements with your qualifications one by one. That's important. Okay? And you need to provide specific evidence. Don't just say excellent communication, teamwork skills. In 2007, our CEO said, my dedication, attention to detail, strong communication skills with our Asian suppliers were instrumental in gaining us 15% market share. Much more specific. Include specific evidence. I included bad samples, good samples. Go over them. Good, again, this is a good cover letter. Have a look. This is a good one, again, because I meet the qualifications for this job in the following way, one by one, matching them one by one. That's very well prepared. Another one, very strong. This is a terrible one. Don't ever do something like this. You can look at these. And this is a good one. And this is a good one. Have a look. Again, a clear list of qualifications here. So just look at these examples. I also included some examples on Blackboard. Download them. If you go to today's seminar files, you will see these cover letter examples. Please download them. These are actual student examples. And I use track changes to go over them. Make sure you go over them so that you don't repeat the mistakes, okay? And I included the good student work as well. So have a look at these and use the checklist. So after you go over these resources, I want you to update, customize your CV. Remember, you'll put the job advertisement at the top, take a screenshot. If you're applying for a job internationally, let's say you're applying for a job in China, then please include English translation, okay? You need to include the English translation. You can apply for a job anywhere as long as you include English translation, okay? So first put the job advertisement, and then the CV, and then the cover letter. And make sure that your CV and cover letter demonstrate very good match for the job requirements, okay? and show something special about yourself, differentiate yourself. So you don't want to be generic. Avoid cliches. Always show your evidence and do something outstanding. Let's look at this graduate. This is a CV.
Hello, my name is Etienne and I was born in France, in a city whose cathedral copied my name. Also in the museum by Shigeru band. When I saw it, I thought, why don't I do the same? So I studied architecture, that's why I moved to Nancy. No, that's not a girl, that's the name of the city. I got my bachelor's degree, then I moved to Germany, in Leipzig, then New Berlin, where I mastered my physics. Still in the pocket, now I'm on the market, rising like a rocket. Let's go win some contest. I guess competition living in the future. First try, what you can keep up Temple architecture, public award, and a whole bunch of trophies that I cannot name. All this song would last a century. While learning the basics in various offices, I've explored several parallel careers, from mixing cheese in Switzerland to touring the local TV in Belgium. Then I worked for Sana on the side of the Louvre, and now for 4 years I've been working in Luxembourg. But it's time to live. Denmark is on my list. I want to work for big. I know I've got the skill. My English is great. Mon français est formidable. Mein Deutsch ist super. Mit uns Verfällig. I know AutoCAD, Rhinoceros, Grasshopper, and V-Ray. Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and After Effects. I wanna meet Doug and his hip-hop ego. I wanna build cool stuff with Lego. Yes, I want that job and you can't say no. You're gonna say yes and I'm gonna say yo. Is more. Is more. Is more. Is more. Is more. Is more. Man, don't insult on this occasion. I'm the very next step in this evolution. I can write your project if I'm in competition. But first of all, I'm gonna win is this application.
Here's another example. Donut CV. He made a donut CV and delivered it himself. He made 15 boxes of these donuts. And he said on the box, most resumes end up in trash. Mine will end up in your belly. So my name is Lucas. I'm a marketing guy with 5 years of experience. I admire your company. I would love to work with you. If you are interested, reach me from here. So as you can see, this is a very creative way to prepare your CV. You give it as a donut, yeah? And nobody has done it. So out of 15 boxes, he was invited to 10 interviews with creative agencies, marketing agencies. So he got the job and he got multiple offers. So you need to think of ways of how to differentiate yourself from other job applicants. For example, this man applied for an interview at GQ magazine. Instead of submitting a regular CV, he turned his CV into an actual GQ magazine. So this is a special issue GQ. This is his CV. As you can see, all the contents. This is an actual magazine he printed. There's so much effort in here. And he immediately got the job. He immediately got the internship. So you need to think really creatively. This is another example. He created an Amazon page for himself. Philip Dubois, web product manager. You can add him to the cart. You can see product dimensions, height, shipping, languages, best marathon time, average customer reviews, sample reviews, product description, etc. You can see them all. Yeah. So like you need to think really creatively. Okay. Any questions about CV, job applications, cover letters? So please go over them. Your task is please prepare these two things. Choose the job, include your job ad, that's number one, put it at the top. And then your CV, go over all these resources, make sure you make your CV outstanding. And then the cover letter. Please make sure you customize, update your cover letter as well. Thank you, Sane. Great to see that you found them amazing. I also want you to explore your own creativity, do something outstanding so that you will have much more chances. As you can see, these graduates are establishing their own game. They are thinking like entrepreneurs, and that's what you should do. You need to think of yourselves as an entrepreneur. How can I add tremendous value? So much value that they will be impressed. I will be outstanding. Yeah. You need to find ways of doing that. Create lots of ideas and implement them. Okay, so let's start the first activity, seminar 1 activity, top 10 employable skills. You can download the documents from your Blackboard. So let's start doing that. These are top 10 employable skills required by British employers, but they apply globally. You can download this. You have the PDF in your Blackboard seminar files. Download these. You can see that these are communication skills, problem solving, initiative, working under pressure with deadlines, organizational skills, teamwork, learning adaptation, numeracy, analytical skills, diversity, and negotiation. As you can see, there's a definition here, and then evidence, sample evidence inside your studies as well as outside your studies. Okay, so please look at this example. And then your job is to populate this table. Please download this worksheet. Please download this worksheet. You will populate this worksheet, okay? You will populate this worksheet. So please download it, start typing it up right away. Let's start doing it. So your task, looking at this sample, come up with your own evidence, think of specific examples and cases inside your study as well as outside your studies. Try to give evidence. One example is okay for each skill. One example from inside your studies, one example from outside your studies. Okay. So make your evidence rigorous and specific. You can incorporate numbers, context, what did you do exactly? And you can respond to some of these questions. You don't have to, but if you do respond, your evidence will be more specific and rigorous. Questions like who, what, where, when, why, how much. Try to respond to some of these to make your evidence specific, okay? So let me share with you an example, okay? Please download the file now. Download the file. And let me open file. I'll show you the file, but in the meantime, please download the file and start thinking of your own evidence for each of these. Think of examples, please, and start populating the table. And quickly type up right now. Think of sample evidence, quickly type them up. You can use bullet points, quick bullet points. So here is the example. I will share with you the example that I created, okay? So I want you to, let's look at these, this example, and I want you to type up your own evidence as you look through the examples, okay? Let's start with the communication and interpersonal skills. This includes oral, written communication. So evidence from your studies. This might include coursework, assignments, teamwork, team projects, academic work, etc. For example, you might say, I made a presentation on social media strategies for customer engagement to these companies in my consulting project in this module, whatever module it was. And we were able to make a great impression and contribution on how to increase online customer engagement. So as you can see, it's like very specific. Give a specific example. What was the context? Mention it, quickly type it up. Okay. And you can, you know, international marketing or strategic, whichever module it was, make sure you mention the module and quickly type it up. And think of one evidence outside your studies as well. These might be internships, part-time, student societies, volunteering, or in your life, you know, anything non-work related, you can also include them. So you might say, I wrote a report on how to increase customer engagement and satisfaction during my internship at this company. Give the name of the company. My responsibilities included surveying customers, compiling feedback, preparing a report, and presenting findings to upper management. So what did you do exactly? Just write it up. Or you can use just bullet points. But quickly capture your ideas now and type up quickly. You can revise them later on. Okay? Don't be a perfectionist. Right now, your job is quickly typing up, capturing your ideas. Okay, just we are now brainstorming. So you can use bullet points, quickly type them up. Okay, let's continue with problem-solving skills. This includes dealing with technology as well. So when we experience tech failure, let's say on MS Teams, in this module, I led our team in solving the tech issue, resolved the problem by restarting the session, changing the meeting settings, things like this. What did you do? They don't have to be related to technology. If you have solved any other problem, you can also include that one. But choose problems that you have resolved in your studies or related to your coursework. Give one example. And evidence outside your studies, here is the example. I dealt with customer problems, complaints at Tesco Norwich brand on a daily basis. I solved crisis every hour, from cleaning broken eggs, it happens very frequently, to replacing missing items on the shelves. So what did you exactly do? How did you solve problems? Give example. Okay. If you have examples from your internships or part-time work, etc., include them here. Just choose one striking example, okay, and make it specific. And as you are documenting this, you are creating your own evidence. And this is so critical because you will be using them in your job applications. Maybe you can incorporate some of this evidence onto your CV, especially your cover letter. Or maybe some of these stories that you're writing right now, you might mention them during the job interview. So documenting these evidence, documenting them will help you be more confident in your job applications, and especially during the job interview. You will need some of these stories to present a compelling case. Okay? Remember, you are competing against hundreds of others. So you need to really be outstanding. That means storytelling. You can do it through compelling storytelling. And you need evidence for that. Okay? Okay, let's continue with using initiative, being self-motivated. This includes goal setting, planning as well. So how did you use these during your studies? You organized the team at this module, this coursework, so that we started working on our project early on. I ensured that we met regularly every week as the team secretary. Our submission got the top grade as a result of my planning goal setting skills. Okay, so what did you do? And evidence outside, you can include things from your life. For example, I started blogging, published blog pieces on Medium regularly every week. And this requires a lot of self-motivation, advanced planning. I started my YouTube channel, uploaded about, let's say, 50 videos on these topics. Shooting, editing, uploading these videos required enormous amount of self-discipline and self-motivation initiative. So please create your own evidence, type it up as much as you can. You can revisit them after the seminar, of course. For now, just capture the idea. Working under pressure and to deadlines. How did you do that? Perhaps you managed some coursework deadlines. There were multiple deadlines during the same week, maybe. How did you do that? You studied consistently for your exams, performed well in these exams, let's say, and this requires stress management, right? So you can give examples. What about examples from your life? Maybe you can say, I juggle 2 part-time jobs and student society responsibilities while studying at the same time at UEA, doing my master's at the same time. You know, like if you are juggling multiple things, family responsibilities, part-time job, student society, your studies, making money, just mention, give example, okay? Capture your ideas, please. Okay. Let's continue. You can always come back after the seminar. Organizational skills. This includes project management as well. So what type of organizational skills did you use or project management skills did you use during your module work or coursework? Or maybe you acted as part of a student society. Let's say you organize a welcome fresher party for new coming students. So this, you can give this as an example. Or outside your studies, maybe you organized workshops, put the title, or dialogue events as a volunteer at this institute, as this organization. Give examples, make them specific. Okay? How did you use project management? How did you organize yourself? Or you might have organized an event. Have you organized any event? For example, you can also use personal examples. For example, let's say you came up with an itinerary, planned a Europe backpacking tour with your friends, but you were the one organizing the group, let's say. You went with a group of 3 friends, let's say. You bought the tickets, you planned the whole itinerary, and you planned all these activities, let's say. That's amazing. Like, you can give that as an example. Okay. Let's wrap this up. Just type up your ideas. Teamwork, collaboration skills. Anything related to your teamwork, related to your modules. How did you work in a team? Especially during the pandemic times, it's even more difficult, right? You had to do some online collaboration, virtual collaboration. How did you do these? Like, you can give examples from that, because that is even more complex. You know, you couldn't meet face to face. So how did you do that? Nalim, problem solving, in the first column, it should be from coursework, but in the second column, it can be any other. I mean, but for this example, I included student society, you know, here, for example. Although it is not coursework related, you have still done it in campus. So you can include like campus activities as well if you want. Okay, Nali? So, but you can also include personal problems as well. That also counts, of course. Let's say you had a health problem or a family issue. You can mention how you resolved it, for sure. Okay. Okay, let's continue with ability to learn and adapt. This includes self-directed learning, change management. For example, you might say, I adapted my study skills during COVID-19 lockdowns, the pandemic lockdowns, and practiced a tremendous amount of resilience, adaptation, and self-organization that was required for online learning. We had to make transition to this online learning, right? You had to make a lot of sacrifices. How did you manage that? You can tell that. What about your personal life? For example, I said here, I'm reading on the artificial intelligence revolution and the technological singularity. I'm trying to improve my IT skills by doing this and this. Okay. Numeracy, analytical skills. You can give examples from your finance and accounting modules. These were the modules that gave you a lot of analytical skills, right? Give examples, make them specific. Or you can say, I managed the budget to keep track of my financial situation. Let's say I wanted to save and invest early. So I learned how to create a financial portfolio, investment portfolio, let's say. That's great. Just mention that. Maybe you learned about compounding. You know, compounding. How did you learn about that? And applied it for your long-term wealth management, let's say. These are all very important skills. Like knowing mathematics, let's say, compounding interest, it will save your life. It will give a lot of high quality for your life in the long term, right? You need to learn about compounding interest. So how did you learn about that? You can mention some examples. Okay, let's finish this up. Cross-cultural skills, diversity, managing differences. You might say, I worked with international students with 12 different countries in, let's say, 5 different, 7 different modules, etc. You can say, during my master's studies, how many countries or students, like different cross-cultural students did you work with, let's say? How many countries? or how many modules? Just give some examples, or you mention one of them. You experience any issue? How did you resolve that issue? Maybe there was a misunderstanding, etc. How did you overcome that? And you might personally, living in a multicultural city, communicating with neighbors, colleagues from diverse cultures. Or maybe you are learning a new language, let's say Korean or Chinese or Japanese. So how do you do that, and where are you? Just mention that. You can also talk about your experiences in Britain. Let's say you are an international student right now living, transitioning to Britain. You can also mention your examples here. How did you adapt to the UK and British culture? Okay, so you can give examples. And the last one, negotiation. Did you use any negotiation skills for your module or teamwork? Let's say you are negotiating who will do what will be your responsibilities. Maybe you can give example from that. This also includes conflict resolution. So did you have any conflicts with your team members? How did you resolve them? And the last one, maybe you worked in a sales position. It required you to negotiate prices, bundle packages. Did you negotiate? Did you work in sales? Sales is one of the most critical skills you can ever learn. If you want to get a job, I would recommend learn how to make sales. If you can learn sales, you can survive, thrive everywhere. Everything is all about sales, nowadays. So try to improve your sales skills. If there are other skills that you couldn't capture, you can add them here, but this is not necessary. If you don't want, you can just eliminate this as well. Okay, the last one. Okay, that's it. So any questions about top 10 employable skills? So seminar 1 activity is top 10 employable skills. Okay, so please try to finish this. Make your evidence specific and rigorous. Okay, and create this table, type it up, finish it, and attach it to your coursework. Any questions about top 10 employable skills? Seminar 1 activity. I call it seminar 1 activity because that's the first activity we finished. Okay. In total, I think we will finish about 13 activities or so. And you will include, remember, 7 activities. You can include any 7. In total, you should include any 7 activities from seminars. Okay. And we will try to finish 2 activities each week. Okay. Any questions? Is it all clear? I tried to share with you a very specific example, and I have shown you what I did. So I think you should be clear now. Yeah. So make your evidence rigorous and specific, please. Okay. Now, let's come back. The last activity of today. And great, thank you so much. The last activity of today is evidence table for self-directed learning. I want you to capture your learning throughout each week. Try to capture your learning. So, but this should be beyond academic classes, okay? Beyond your textbooks, etc. You can use hobbies, things like desert island discs. I want you to listen to 2 desert island discs episodes. This is a BBC4 program, okay? While you are having breakfast, especially in the morning, just open. These are all uploaded on BBC4 player. You can just listen to them. There are thousands of episodes. This is a British tradition. Just listen to these episodes. These are the most successful people. They talk about their lives, their careers. Listen to them. Just choose 2 of them, and you can include them as evidence. What did you learn from these episodes? Or you can watch some TED Talks. What did you learn from that TED Talk? Just turn it into learning and write a paragraph. Or let's say you're passionate, excited about movies. Choose some movies and write about what you learned from them. Is there any movie that you really loved watching? You were really inspired, excited? Or any computer games? What excites you, you know? Or any books or theater, arts events, hobbies? So turn them into learning, okay? I did a sample one. This is my sample evidence table. I included 2 Desert Island Discs episodes in part 1, as you can see. Dame Zaha Hadid, she passed away, unfortunately, but she was an excellent architect. So I listened to this episode and then wrote a paragraph about what I learned. You know, she was very, she transformed architecture through fluid, futuristic thinking. And her triumph was to turn beautiful graphic visions into reality. So I learned about courage, conviction, tenacity, free creative spirit. And I hope to implement these in my career, things like this, yeah? So you can write a paragraph like this or put some bullet points. The second one in Cat Kidston, I listened to Cat Kidston episode. It was amazing. So Cat Kidston is a 50 million pound brand, 100 shops. Japanese are crazy about the brand, calling it kawaii, cute, a celebration of cheerfulness. And it's a remarkable success story. But she ran through a lot of obstacles, and she talks about her vulnerability. So maybe I can also become an entrepreneur and nourish my side of entrepreneurship and be ready to fail, experiment, learn from it, you know, things like this. Yeah, what did you learn? In the second part, I used some TED Talks. I chose Benjamin Zander's TED Talk, Transformative Power of Classical Music. It's a wonderful TED Talk. I love this man. Watch it if you haven't. So what I learned from him, I put it here. And Elizabeth Gilbert, she gave an amazing TED Talk. It's about creativity. You know, this is the author of Eat, Pray, and Love. You must have seen her work. She is one of the most creative authors of our time. She also delivered workshops in London. I attended her creativity workshops. She's amazing. She delivers this TED Talk, and I summarize what I learned from it here. Yeah. Or you can use some books. Here are some books that I read recently. I read the book by Adam Grant. Adam Grant is one of the best professors in management. He is at Wharton. You can analyze his work. This is a wonderful book about givers, matchers, and takers. And I've read the book Watching the English, The Hidden Rules of English Behavior. This is an anthropology book, actually. Kate Fox talks about unspoken rules of British life. So if you ever wonder about the peculiarities of British culture, if you read this book, you'll learn so much. Okay, so you can include some books. Or you can include some movies, TV series. Have you watched something recently that excited you? For example, I watched Matt Damon's Martian movie. He's stranded at Mars. You know, he's growing these potatoes to survive. Remember that movie? I loved it. I wrote about it. And I binge watched Downton Abbey. Oh my God, I spent so much time on this. I feel very guilty because of that. So I turned it into a paragraph. Because I am guilty, I lost a lot of time. Then I wrote about it. Yeah. What did I learn? And I did a TikTok on it as well. Downton. Downton Abbey. So have you watched anything recently? You can mention that. Okay. You can also mention events at UEA, employability, inside business talks, seminars, concerts, festivals, sports events, theater, arts, galleries, anything that inspired you. You can choose from diverse areas of your life. Okay. You can choose entrepreneurship, arts, travel, finances, spirituality, anything that inspires you, excites you. Okay. But try to come up with diverse domains. Let's say desert islands, TED Talks, movies, books, hobbies, etc. And choose things that you are passionate about, you are excited about. Okay. So let me share the sample. Let me share the sample. Not the sample, but just the, let me share the document. Yeah, you download this document. This is the document. Okay. Evidence table for self-directed learning. Please download it and you will populate this table. There are 12, for 12 weeks, there are 12 activities. I mean, you can do about 10 or 8, it is fine. I mean, if you can't finish them up to 12, that's fine. You can eliminate the extras, okay? But what matters is capture one activity for each week and make sure that you mention the activity. Make it specific. If you watched a movie, mention the name of the movie. If you read a book, mention the name and author of the book, etc. And clearly make a list of what you learned. Okay, make a list of what you learned. You can use bullet points. You can summarize them through a paragraph or bullet points. Okay, so this is your evidence table. Please start typing up. Just think of some sample activities. What did you do recently that excited you? And try to do it every week. You know, try to capture just one activity every week. What excited you, just capture it, turn it into learning. Okay, and this is your seminar 2 activity. Self-directed learning table. Clear? And you will try to choose things outside your studies. You know, what really excites you. Maybe you have done a trip to London. You loved the city of London. Mention that. Or maybe you have gone to Amsterdam, whatever, took a trip through Europe. Or maybe you took an online course. You know, things like that. What inspired you? What excited you? Find them, okay? And turn them into learning. Is it clear? And that is your seminar 2 table. Cool, excellent. That's it, really. So this is the end of our seminar. Please register your attendance. Make sure that you work on these. You have a lot of work to do. Please make sure that you work on these activities. Remember the job application, CV, cover letter, etc. Yeah. The top 10 employable skills and this self-directed learning table. Please work on them. Try to finish them. Okay. I wish you a great week. I will see you on Friday afternoon in the lecture. Thank you so much. Have a great week, everyone. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? Thank you and have an amazing week. Bye-bye. Have a nice week, everyone. Thank you.